What if you could connect with your customers through personalized marketing campaigns, delivering the right message to the right person at the right time? The ExactTarget Marketing Cloud is the most powerful one-to-one digital marketing platform for marketing automation across email, mobile, social, website experiences, and connected products, making it easy to listen and engage with customers across social media. Offer highly personalized product recommendations on your company website. Share daily deals based on travel history and hotel preferences through mobile apps. Send customers a discount right when they're near your store using push notifications. Follow up on an abandoned shopping cart with a targeted email. Publish custom content on Facebook. Advertise on Twitter. And even connect directly to products. This customer data platform allows businesses unlimited storage to build a single view of their customers, with data from anywhere, like e-commerce, web behavior, and CRM data, like Salesforce. And it's securely integrated into Sales and Service Cloud apps. Creating an automated, scalable customer journey is simple. Map out journeys, define triggers based on customer behaviors, set up campaign goals, design interactions, test new ideas, modify wait times, and personalize content across any device with drag and drop tools. Even use predictive intelligence to provide recommended offers. Review rich analytics to test and tune your integrated campaign with the world's most powerful one-to-one digital marketing platform. Connect with customers like never before with the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud.
All right. Well, here we are in the home stretch, folks. Thank you all for coming out. It's great to have you here. 4 o'clock, we're in the home stretch. I even asked them to put my clock down to 35 minutes instead of 40 to get you guys on the road as soon as possible. My name is Eric Stahl, and I'm part of the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud team. I've been with Salesforce for about 6 years. I was originally on the platform team, and then I went over to Europe for a while, came back and ran our web team, and then about a year ago, joined the Marketing Cloud. And some of you might know, who've been around the Salesforce family for a while, that a couple years ago, we bought a company called Radian6, and then about a year later, we bought a company called Buddy Media. And then last year, in June, we bought a company, our largest acquisition ever, a publicly traded company, about 1,800 employees in Indianapolis called ExactTarget. And we put all of those things together, and those are what we call the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. And that is what we're going to cover in the next 31 minutes and 44 seconds. So as you heard from Keith this morning, we really believe that this concept of the Internet of Customers, that behind every device, every tweet, every app is a customer. And we need to find ways to connect to those customers in new ways, leveraging cloud, mobile, and social technologies. And we heard about the Salesforce1 customer platform. And it sounds like most of you are probably very familiar with the Sales Cloud, the world's #1 sales app, the Service Cloud, the world's #1 customer service app, and now we've introduced the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud, the world's most powerful one-to-one digital marketing platform. All of that sits on top of a common set of data and a common platform that you can use to blur the lines between your sales, service, and marketing to really optimize the experience for your customers as they're interacting with your business. So one question I get a lot is, when do I use the Marketing Cloud? When do I use the Sales Cloud? Where's the Service Cloud fit in? So I just put this slide together to try to untangle that a little bit and be really clear on a few concepts. The Marketing Cloud is a platform specifically built to market to millions or tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of customers, right? B2C scale marketing. And to do that, you need to automate and personalize customer journeys. So we heard a great story this morning about Sony and how they're integrating in-game data from the Sony PlayStation, and then they're able to reach out to those customers in an automated, personalized way through email and mobile and social media and personalized content on their website. Those are the kinds of things you use the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud for. Now, Sales Cloud is pretty straightforward. These are typically companies selling to other companies. There are exceptions to that, but typically B2B, sales and lead management. And some of you might have heard about a company called Pardot that was part of the ExactTarget and now is part of the Salesforce family. And Pardot is very focused on lead management, lead scoring, and email nurturing of those leads. Now, some people come to me and they say, well, when do I use the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud, and when do I use Pardot? Has anyone ever wondered that? So I get that question all the time. And I just want to help you understand the direction we're going with these different products. We are basically rewriting Pardot to be a native extension of the Sales Cloud. The Sales Cloud is already about managing leads and opportunities and doing forecasting. And we're just going to extend that functionality, the native interface and the native data management of that, to include lead scoring, lead management, and lead nurturing. If you want to do full-blown digital marketing, you use the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. And then we're building out all the integrations so that the data is in sync and you're able to interact with journeys that span both your marketing and your sales team. And then the final one, which is pretty obvious, is the Service Cloud. And that is where you're sending both your B2C customers and your B2B customers to manage cases. You've got a knowledge base. You've got the agent console. And again, all going into that one common data platform. And what happens is you get the synergy across the three products. So your customer service team knows what products your customer has bought. We're able to do predictive intelligence on that and recommend the next best offer. Or your sales team knows what marketing campaigns your leads are coming from. So there are all of these synergies between these interactions. There's one last point I wanted to make on this, which is there's also a concept of transactional emails and transactional messages that you're sending out. They're not really marketing, but people use the Marketing Cloud for this all the time. So it could be a receipt from a store. It could be a bank statement, a monthly statement. It could be an SMS with an account alert or an appointment reminder. All of those interactions are being driven by the Marketing Cloud. But today, we're not going to go through the whole platform. We're here to focus on ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. So let's just jump into that. So Keith talked about how the Internet of Customers is changing marketing forever. It's no longer these big one-to-many, batch and blast types of interactions. It's about personalized, seamless interactions and experiences that span all these different digital channels and in-person channels, in-store, or when people check in at the airport, or wherever you might be engaging with your customers. So the question is, are you able to listen to your customers across all these different social channels and engage with them? And beyond engagement, are you able to automatically pick up a tweet where somebody might be struggling with your company or your product or complaining about your brand, and automatically create a case, route that to the Service Cloud, and make sure that somebody follows up to that on social channels? Are you able to serve up highly personalized content on your website? So based on what you know of your customers, this contact record that we're building out with all of the marketing context, all of the sales context, all of the service context, driving them to personalized content, product recommendations, guided selling tools, and offers that make sense for that specific user? Or are you just serving up generic content on your website? Are you able to do things like follow up on an abandoned shopping cart? If somebody is surfing your website and they're looking at products, and they put products in a shopping cart, and then they get busy, as we all do, and walk away, do they get an email 2 days later promoting that specific product, and maybe an offer that goes along with it, like a discount if you were to buy it right then. Are you pushing messages out to your mobile apps? So we've talked a lot today about mobile and iOS and Android apps, but that's also another messaging channel and an opportunity for you to do things like share daily deals. If you're a travel business, do you want to share daily deals and push out personalized offers based on that person's travel history and their hotel preferences? We also help people advertise and drive very specific, highly personalized advertisements on places like Facebook and Twitter. And of course, there's just publishing across these social channels and how you manage all that content, how you manage your editorial calendar across places like Facebook and Twitter. There's also this amazing concept now of location-based offers. So this morning in the keynote, RJ did a demo for Sony where you might remember that crazy curtain came up and there was the bus stop. And just to kind of retell that story, the scenario was you have a gamer, you're engaging with them, they're winning trophies, you're sending them emails. That's all very interesting. But then they set up a geofence in a shopping mall, and they knew when Alan got close to that geofence, it guided him to a kiosk, and it had that interactive puzzle kiosk game that he played, and he was able to give it a QR code. It pulled up his profile and showed his face. So that kind of integrated experience is now possible, bringing together the Internet of Things so that the kiosk itself is a connected device, as well as geo-targeted offers. So in that case, it was in a shopping mall, but this could also be promoting an offer to customers when they're near your store, or promoting an offer to people when they check in at the airport, and maybe you want to offer them a discount or tell them where their gate is, or anything related to that. We're also talking a lot about connected things. And so in this example, we're showing the car. I don't know if any of you were at Dreamforce this year, but we had a Mustang convertible in the campground, and we were able to create these journeys, and based on a trigger, we could push a message directly into the dashboard of a car for a service recommendation or a promotional offer, or hey, by the way, if you take this next exit, we'll give you a free car wash if you come on in. So a lot of very interested connected product use cases. But enough of these slides. Let's jump into demo number 1 and show you what an integrated digital marketing experience actually looks like. Now, in this scenario, we're going to talk about Natalia. And Natalia just had some car engine trouble, and she's trying to figure out if she should buy a new car or fix the engine on her existing car. So she does what a lot of us do. She turns to social media, and she's going to post a question out to all of her friends, family, and followers. If she should get a new engine or a new car, she's looking for people's recommendations and thoughts. Now, fortunately, our friends over at Ford in their marketing department are using Radian 6. And they've set up what we call a topic profile. So let's go ahead and bring up the laptop with Radian 6. And here you can see the view from a marketer at Ford who's monitoring all these social mentions, and they've picked up that tweet. Now, Ford is going to say, we would love to talk to you about your interest in buying a new car. And instead of a hard sell with a sales rep, we're going to give them a link back to the Ford website. And the link is going to go to a very specific piece of content. It's a car configurator. So she's going to click on that car configurator. There's the tweet back. We go to Ford.com, and here she can now play around and configure a new car. So here are all the different Ford cars. She's going to select the Mustang. She's going to select 2014. They ask her for her zip code. And we continue. They ask her for her zip code again. And we continue down this path of configuring the car. So here, she's going to select the convertible. She's going to select which package she wants, the 6-speed automatic or stick shift or whatever that was. And as we go, we can see the car being built, and we can see the price going up as she picks all these fancy options. Now here, she's going to pick ruby red as the car color. But you know what? Just like all of us do, she gets very busy and has to walk away. She has to go pick up her kids at school. And so she's going to abandon this experience. Now, fortunately, Natalia decides she's going to fill out this form and give us her name, her email address, her phone number, and so on. This is actually a very critical step in all digital marketing. It's the conversion of an anonymous browser into a known browser. And something very important happens when she fills out this form. We create a contact record inside of the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. At the end of the day, the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud is this massive database about all of your customers and prospects, everything we know about them, and then we're able to use that data to drive these personalized journeys and interactions based on that. So Natalia has now filled in that form, and she has gone to pick up her kids at school, and she's kind of forgot about the whole experience. Well, 2 days later, she's checking her email, as we all do. So let's go ahead and switch to the laptop and bring up her email, or I'm sorry, the iPad. And here at the top, we can see the laptop, and there's an email. But we all know that these emails are being read on mobile devices as well. So there's that same email on a laptop on top, an iPad down below, and an iPhone on the left. So what they've done is they've got her interest. They've got her to fill out a form. She waited 2 days, and they sent her a follow-up email. Now, just like all of us, we have very full inbox, and maybe she engages with that, and maybe she doesn't. They will be able to see if she opened it. They'll be able to see what links she clicked on and anything related to that. But let's say that she doesn't respond to that either. Well, let's say another day or two goes by, and she's checking Facebook. So now we're on the iPad. She's sitting on the couch. She's checking out Facebook, and she's flipping through all of her updates, and boom, right there on the right-hand side, Ford is remarketing an ad to her, a paid ad on Facebook, based on where she is in that journey, based on a very personalized, multi-channel interaction now. We were on the website, we were in the mobile app, we were in the email, and now we're on Facebook, and we're getting a personalized ad. Now, this ad doesn't promote buying the car directly. People don't buy cars off Facebook or the website. They recommend that she installs the Ford mobile app on her phone. And so she does that. She clicks on that ad. She goes to her phone. She installs the Ford mobile app, and here it is. And again, Ford is saying, here's a tool, a piece of content where you can interact. That looks kind of blown up for some reason, but it's a tool for going ahead and configuring your car. And they pick right up where she left off from the website. And so the marketing team at Ford has done something very important here. They have re-engaged her in this buying process. We lost her for a few days. They followed up with an email. They followed up with a Facebook ad. Now they've followed up with a mobile app experience, and she can continue to go ahead and design the car of her dreams. Now, she can share this on Facebook. She can do a lot of things with it. But this is where we're going to pause Demo 1 and go back into slides and pick up the next chapter in our story, which is how a marketer at Ford actually sets up a campaign like this. So let's move forward. This next chart is a bit of an eye chart, but it's very important if you really want to understand the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. Like I mentioned before, the foundational level, the first orange bar there, is the customer data platform. It is a database where you can store tens or hundreds of millions of records. And it's not just like a standard structured set of data. You can bring in web analytics. You can bring in CRM data, which we happen to know a lot about at Salesforce, and we'll make that very easy. You can bring in point of sale data. You can bring in any data source from the back end into this customer data platform. We then make that data actionable. We put that data in motion. So the first thing we do with it is apply our predictive intelligence. We have a series of algorithms and business rules that you can configure that help automatically figure out what propensity this person has to buy, what other products they're likely to be interested in, what offers you should serve to them, and what content you should serve to them. All kind of automatically happening within the platform, and you go in and configure that and make it work for your particular business. And that's based on their observed behavior, so they don't have to tell you anything. They can just be browsing around your website, and you are building a progressive profile of what products you're looking at, and then they can make inferences based on that. Or it can be based on explicit data, like you bought this, therefore you're going to need this accessory. The third orange bar there is Journey Builder, which is our product for marketing automation. And this is where you build out those journeys, those horizontal workflows. We saw one this morning with Sony, and we're going to show you another one in a few minutes. Those journeys are set off by a trigger, which is any kind of data or event. And then there's some wait time. There's branching logic. You can respond immediately to customer behavior. And finally, you're sending out these interactions across these different channels across the top. Email, mobile, social, advertising, your website, the connected products like the things we talked about before, and our Hub Exchange apps, our ecosystems of partners who have built and extend applications on top of this. And then cutting down the side, we have marketing operations features that really help with things like workflows and approvals and blackout dates and how many emails you can send to a particular person on a given day, and analytics, probably one of the most important capabilities here where you're measuring and optimizing every interaction so you can get the best possible result over time. So I know that's a lot on one slide, but hopefully that gives you a structure for understanding how the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud works. So customer data platform, very briefly, I'm going to move quickly since I only have 12 minutes left, is made up of two main products. One is called Contact Builder. And for those of you who are data architects or IT folks, this is how you're basically creating the schema of your contact record. So we have a highly visual set of tools, but they really help you pull together that single view of your customer and structure that data in a way that you can make sense out of it, integrating a lot of different back-end sources. We also have a product called Audience Builder, and this is how you segment your audience so that you can do direct targeting to specific audiences within your contact database. I already mentioned predictive intelligence. This is the next layer up. This is where you're building that preference profile and so that you can predict and deliver the next best offer, products, and content for those millions of users in your database. Above that, we have Journey Builder. Again, these are the horizontal workflows where you have a trigger and you have lots of if-then statements and time and branching logic, and ultimately where you're sending out these interactions that span email, SMS, MMS, and in-app push notifications for mobile. This is where you're doing your listening, your publishing, and your engagement on social media. We have two products for advertising. One is called social.com. We launched it last April. And it's a platform for running ads on Facebook and Twitter. And it basically helps you manage all of your creative, A/B test lots of alternatives, run the higher performers, remove the lower performers, and optimize your social advertising spend. So we've been doing that for about a year now, and we've just recently introduced the concept of active audiences. And this is a really interesting idea. Earlier, when we showed that Facebook ad from Ford, that is an active audience. We were able to take an email list, shove that into the custom audience API of Facebook, and say, we want to market specifically to these people. You can import a list into Facebook and have that ad served to your specific list. So if you think about it, if you have an email list with millions of users and some of them are no longer active, maybe you can reactivate them by advertising on Facebook and getting them to re-engage, just like we did in our Ford example, where we got our user to download the app and kind of keep configuring her car. All right, moving on. we have web experiences, so we are able to serve personalized content, product recommendations, and we have what are called guided selling tools that you can serve on your website. We can also trigger other events from your website. So earlier, when I talked about being able to follow up on an abandoned shopping cart, right? A customer is on your website, they put something in the shopping cart, and then they leave. That session ends, or some period of time passes, and then they get an email 2 days later promoting that same product. Those kinds of triggers are made possible by our web experience products. And then connected products. We talked about this. Things like Fitbits, it could be a Coca-Cola machine, it could be a phone, it could be a jet engine, all pushing messages out to these products, or the toothbrush that Keith talked about in the keynote this morning, or receiving data back from them. So this is the Sony use case, where somebody wins a trophy in the game, that feeds back into the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud, and then we send them a personalized email based on that. Those are all connected products. And then these last two, marketing operations, where we're managing the workflows and approvals. You don't want to send an offer out to 10 million people without the right approvals around it, or you might end up with a giant ice cream headache about something not being right. And then, of course, analytics, which is where you're measuring, testing, and optimizing. And I'm going to show you all of these things as we pull up Demo 2. So let's go ahead and bring that up and take a look at how a marketer at Ford would actually build out the experience that we saw in the first demo. So the first thing you see here is what you see when you log into, what a marketer sees when they log into the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud. Across the top, you see our apps for email, mobile, social media, the web. We also have our tools for configuring data and analytics. But let's go ahead and take a look inside of marketing automation, Journey Builder. We're all about the journey, the customer journey, getting them into the family, getting them to buy multiple products, getting them onboarded, whatever it is we want to do with that customer. We want to move them from one stage to another. So what you see in these blue boxes are the different stages, and these are several different journeys that we already have configured. They all sit on that common data platform. So those numbers you see in the bottom right-hand corner of each box, that's how many contacts are in each of those stages in the journey. Now across the top, you can see we have journey maps, we have interactions, and we have analytics. And we're going to take a look at each of those. So let's go ahead and create a new journey map. And here we want to create more Ford Mustang buyers. And so we're going to call this one Mustang Owners, and we're going to go ahead and create that. And there are going to be two stages within this journey. There's going to be non-owners, and non-owners are contacts who have never bought a Mustang. So here, when he configures that, he'll say purchases equal exactly 0. And then we'll have owners. And this will be the number of times an occurrence has happened, and that's 1. If you buy a car, if you buy a Mustang, you are an owner. And what we're going to try to do is take those non-owners and turn them into owners. Now, those are our stages. Between those stages, we set up what is called an interaction. So let's configure this new interaction, and we're going to go ahead and set this up. So we're going to name the interaction. The first step is to create a trigger. Now, a trigger can be based on any type of data, demographics, email behavior, events, point of sale. Let's go into events and take a look at the different kinds of triggers that we can set up here. So we can see we have different events for mileage or service, the need to bring in the car for service. But here we're going to say that the purchased Mustang event is what we're going to key off, and we're going to say, when it has happened exactly 0 times, we're going to trigger this, and that is going to start our journey off. Now we need to define goals for this journey, and our goal will also be based on that same event. We want to get somebody to buy a Mustang, so we're going to configure that to 1 time, and we're going to hit next. Now we're going to say, when we're measuring this through our analytics, we want to know how we're doing according to our goal. So our goal is that 15% of the people who enter this journey, we want to turn into actual buyers. So we just set that up, and we hit next, and off we go. Next, we're going to configure the interaction. So we are going to drag email, and we're going to go immediately. So the first column is immediately, and then you can see that we have days, and you can change those columns to minutes or whatever you need. So here, immediately, we're going to send an email, and we're going to do a random split. And we're going to test the effectiveness of different channels to see which one responds best. And here you can see Joshua just weighted them for different amount of people are going to go down these 3 different paths. The first path is going to get an SMS message on their phone. The second path is going to get a social ad like the one we saw in Facebook a few minutes ago. And the third one, we're going to push a message directly into the dashboard of the car owners who don't own Ford Mustangs to try to get them to buy a Ford Mustang. And again, this is part of our Internet of Things connected products, and we're going to configure right here the personalized message that will show up in the dashboard of their car. Okay, so we're done configuring this. Now we're going to take a quick look at the analytics that drives these things. And so let's pull up the analytics very quickly. I know I'm getting short on time here. Here you can see the performance of each of these journeys and how they're doing. You can see the effectiveness of each interaction, and you can see that as a percent or as the total count of contacts who have moved across these different stages within the journey. So analytics is going to be a huge focus. We have a massive team working on this, giving people the analytics they need to measure and optimize every one of these interactions is absolutely fundamental to what we'll be doing with this into the foreseeable future. Okay, one last piece, and then we're going to wrap this up. This morning, RJ talked a lot about location-based offers, and he set one up, and we did that whole crazy bus stop kiosk thing. So let's take another look at that. Here, we're going to go to mobile. We're going to go to mobile push, and we're going to create a new message. And this is going to be a location entry. We're actually going to set up a geofence, and when somebody enters that geofence, they're going to get this message. So we're going to name this test drive. We're going to set it up as an alert. And then Joshua's going to type in the message that person will receive. And here, the syntax he's using will just pull it from their contact record and use their first name so that it will be personalized. And it will say, hey, if you are near a Ford dealership, or when you get near a Ford dealership, if you take a test drive, we're going to give you a free Boston Red Sox t-shirt, just as an offer to get people in the door to get them to take that test drive. Here on the right, we can see it previewed on an iPhone and an Android. We can see exactly what it looks like. So let's go ahead and activate that message. And so for our final sequence here, we are going to set up the geofence. So here, Joshua's on a map of Boston, and we're going to create a geofence around each Ford dealership so that when they get close to that, it will trigger that mobile push. So here you can see we're putting down a couple of different Ford dealerships, the 3, you can see the pins on the right. And now let's go ahead and activate this. So let's go back to our scenario where we bring up the phone again, and we're back to Natasha, our driver who's thinking about buying a new car. And she's driving down the road, and she's coming up close to a Ford dealership, and all of a sudden, boom, she gets a in-app push notification saying, hey, Natalia, take a test drive and get a free Boston Red Sox t-shirt. And she swerves her car, pulls in, jumps in the test drive, buys the car, and the marketing team has accomplished exactly what they want, which was to drive a sale in the end. And so with 43 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up and just say that those are some examples of how a company like Ford could spin up a multi-channel, personalized digital marketing experience for car buyers and use the ExactTarget Marketing Cloud to drive that level of engagement to get them in the door, get them to drive the car, and actually buy the car. So with that, I will say thank you very much. Thank you for coming out today. We really appreciate your business. We will be around to answer any questions. I think I have a few last slides here to plug. Give us your feedback, and we'll give you a great prize. Something about Dunkin' Donuts coffee, which sounds great. And that's it. Thank you very much.